Okay, looks like I'm live. So, Vanessa, authentic cosmic empath here. Believe it or not, I kind of decided I was going to do a full moon update video back on the full moon, and that was 5 days ago. As you can see, my environment has changed. Where to begin? Well, I was finally able to leave that house that I was in, where things got really, let's say, energetically negative and extremely challenging, abusive, and it's really difficult. It was really difficult to be in that environment. I'm going to take my glasses off as I normally do. Look, they're broken. I stepped on them, apparently, when I went to the bathroom the other day. Fell asleep with them on my face and woke up with them on the floor. Didn't know it. But anyway, I can suspend them on my face as long as I'm not moving around too fast. Otherwise, they create a lot of shadow and glare on my face with the camera and everything, so it's just really annoying. Okay, so where was I? I was able to leave, and I haven't updated in a really, really long time because things were moving at such a rapid pace. For the most part, since I last put videos up about Rick's behavior towards me, he pretty much left me alone, sorta. It got better, I guess you can say, with the restraining order once it sunk in. I don't want to spend too much time on that because I start feeling it. But anyway, the last updates that you had of him like really coming at me about the whole hose thing, that was like the last really big thing that happened. The last police call that happened, the 2 days that I moved out, there was more drama there. And it was really bad. I gotta say, that I've had some really shitty situations when it's come to living with people, unfortunately, or dealing with other people in living situations, but this one definitely took the cake, in so many ways. Up to me moving my things out and him continuing to harass me and come at me through that. And maybe at some point I'll talk about that. I think I kind of need to, because I was really violated, and really, yeah, violated. It's the best way I could put it. Anybody who I've told this story to agrees that when I say I feel really violated, they're like, well, you were violated, so you should feel very violated. I don't want to talk about it right now, because what I do want to talk about is where I'm at, and where I am is closer to nature than even in the jungle there with the crazy man. And he's not crazy, but whatever. I will discuss it at another time because it is relevant. It's really relevant, but just not right now. I moved to I'm in a trailer. I'm trailer living in the San Bernardino Mountains. I am closer to nature than I've ever been. Besides living 4 miles away from the ocean and definitely feeling that energy. And it was something that it was where I needed to be. I don't regret being there whatsoever. I want to make sure that that is abundantly clear through everything. I think that in any video, and I know I'm making a lot of these past videos private now, just because I don't want to perpetuate those thoughts when people come and find me now. I'm in a different place, so I'm not like hiding it in any way. I know how energy works. I know how consciousness works. And if you were a part of that then that's one thing. We can talk about it, but I'm going to be taking those videos down. I just have simply not had the time to do anything besides deal with a major timeline shift. I guess that's the easiest, best way to put it. Because what ended up happening is that my mother, whom I haven't spoken to or had a relationship with in like almost 9 years, I think. All of a sudden, I heard from my dad that she wanted to help, and my head just spun. And that really is a testament and really paramount to the idea that when your consciousness shifts, your reality shifts, and the people within your reality shift. Either people come, people go, people change. And situations change, relationships change, all sorts of things absolutely change when your consciousness changes. So my consciousness has changed a lot in relation to my mother and how I feel about her and how I felt about her through my life. Okay. I don't remember exactly when in the last year that through universal understanding, which is what I like to call it. Spiritual awakening is another very broad term, which I think kind of confuses the situation, but I like to call it universal understanding because of the fact that as you begin to detach from the matrix and get information, and this whole thing goes on, especially when it really, really, really goes on. Really goes on. Like for me, and I understand this now, that my physical issues and all sorts of things throughout my whole life, the more that, especially after being here, and the information that I've gotten, even through the chaos of moving, and I'll get into that. I've been getting a lot of information. I have not, and this is what we're doing here right now. I'm doing an update and letting you guys, whomever, just putting it out there, where I'm at and that I moved and that I'm really good. I'm getting better because things have been pretty energetically challenging. And if you're an empath and I tell you exactly what's all been going on, you're going to be like, holy shit. And if you're fibro or like for me, I identified with with having fibromyalgia. There's been little moments where that was the label, and physically it's been really tough. I've done so much physically, moving up here to the mountains and getting things where they are. It's been challenging. And if that was the only aspect of it that was challenging, it wouldn't even be challenging. That would just be physical, and I dig physical. But it's been a lot more than that. Lot more than that. Starting with what I was saying before about moving, and even through that, it was dramatic and violating, and my cats all were gone when the truck was packed, and I had to wait for them to come back, and that was just one of the, it's just, oh my God, I don't even want to, I can't go there right now, see, I can't. Okay, back to mom. So, in my consciousness, as things changed and shifted, and I understood more of my own soul path and soul journey and who I am and what I am, and I'm still getting layers upon layers of what that is, as I can integrate, as I'm coming more online even through all of this, being guided here. Months ago, I really understood enough that when it came to my mother, I had the understanding, okay, let me put it that way, the understanding that all has always been as it should be. It's all been very important, and even now, more so than ever, I see the cosmic links in the web to a lot of things, and I'm still discovering more and more, and I'll get into that at a later time. Needless to say, at this point, that when my father came to me and said that if you want your mother's help, she's willing to help you. And I was what you could call that desperate in that moment. And at the same time, it kind of, it really, and this is what I'm talking about, the timeline shift, because, like I said, I've had it in my consciousness that everything is as it should be, and there's this cosmic web, and there's more to it than that when it comes to my mother and I and our difficulties, I guess you could say, given what I am and what we know me to be. We're still in the discovery phase of exactly what my mother is. I don't necessarily know, more like on a cosmic level, on a soul-based level. I'm still dissecting those layers, but I guess the best way to put it is that because of who and what I am, there has always been forces with me and against me. Now again, all is as it should be and everything like that, but through it all, there's been a push-pull, and especially energy shifts in regards to my mother and I, and at different times. And because both of us have been completely and utterly, totally clueless and asleep through this. And she still is, even though she knows innately that whatever I am and whatever I'm doing, whatever's happening with me is amazing and great and positive. And she's like, I don't need to fully understand it. It's awesome. Which is great, but I'm like, you really do need to understand it, Mom. Like, it is important. She's like, it's not important for me to know. I'm like, it is important for you to know. It's really important for you to know. We're getting there. There's been a push-pull of this. Okay, so once I defragmented that I have been a full-on unwilling player in the war between, in this battle with my mother and I, and it's only to the detriment of myself and her and the humanity as a whole, because if this relationship and bond is severed and broken, then nothing is okay, really. I also feel that way about myself and my son. But it starts here. Okay, so, and he's had a difficult time with this whole transformation of mine, to say the least. So, Mom wants to help. And even though I understand how all of this works and how it was my consciousness that puts this out there, my mom has been telling me ever since we started talking again that through these years and whatever, if my dad tells her anything, she always wants to know. And, I think that's her way of saying that she's been interested. But at the same time, there's been this really negative undercurrent that we've both been at play in. And I have let that go. It's not to say that my mother doesn't really frustrate me now, but I work with her on a completely different level, and we're figuring it out, which is amazing. So, it took like 4 or 5 days after my dad told me that for us to actually talk. A few of those days I just needed to process and get in line and online with the new shift. Because I did know that somebody was going to come. I didn't know who. And when it turned out to be my mother, of all people, that really, because there was other people that came close and then didn't, and it was this roller coaster, because my guides, my tribe, were saying to me, you need to lay yourself out there. You need to put yourself out there to anyone, everyone, anyone who will love you and support you and believe. And I did. I got a lot of nothing. And a lot of hostility as well from people for being me and going through what I was going through and putting myself out there and doing what I did. But through all of it, I've been guided, and I've known that like I said, that somebody would come, that they would understand and get it to a certain degree at least. I don't know. But anyway, turned out to be my mother. And within pretty much short order, I was in this trajectory kind of already, thinking mountains, and kind of, and it wasn't the easiest environment either, energetically, to get clear information all the time. It was really exhausting for months. But anyway, when I told my mother that I had been thinking about coming to the mountains or going to the mountains, she got really excited, and she was like, wow, I always wanted to do that. I always thought that would be really cool to live in the mountains, to have the seasons, to have a cute little cabin, you know, whatever. And hi, Angel. Hi. Oh my God, he's grown up so much. So she was on board with it right away, and I found, which ended up being this place, really quickly online, and within a couple days things were set up. We got an Airbnb to stay at. I got a rental car, packed up the birds, and headed to get my mom for the first time and see her for the first time in about 8 years, and go on a weekend trip to the mountains. It sounds like a movie, doesn't it? It felt like a movie too. We came here. And so I am in this little trailer that I was only supposed to be for a little bit, because I was supposed to go into a big mobile home, actually, in the park. Like really big. I just laughed because it turned out to be full of mold and totally uninhabitable. Nobody's really lived in it for like 4 months. The guy who's owned it like hasn't even been there, but I think because he learned exactly what the problem was with it, and decided I can't live here, and decided also not to tell anybody, and then because, oh God, anyway. I'm totally detached from it. I don't even care. People around here talk about it, like, what's gonna happen? I'm like, I don't care. Because I'm here now. I am in this adorable little space. Let me show you around. So, this is, here's Row. Row, here's the little corner. That's where you're sitting on the, what's that? Stool. There we go. There's one of my windows. I have a lot of windows, which is fan-friggin' amazing. So, let me have my corner. This is my couch / bed. Window. Me. We're back 360. That is a door behind the television. That I'm not using, because using that door is, I have a back door too, so using that door just took up way too much space, and it really has taken me weeks to get this figured out. And then look, we have a tree of cats. There's Baby and Princess and Big Boy, and most likely Little Bear is under my couch. And then back there, I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see them. I can't see what you guys are seeing, but, and then back there we have the kitchen and the bathroom. And then I have, this is, here's the birdies. And then that is my backyard deck area. And it's really cute as well. I have obstacles, so I'm not going to show it right now. I have obstacles. Okay, so that was fun. Needless to say, oh, I can take this down now. the sun was shining right on that white car, so it was really, really bright earlier. Let me see here. I think we're good. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really tell. Okay, anyway. Where's Rose? Oh, there. Here's Rose. Okay, so the idea was I was going to stay in here for maybe a week, maybe a little bit more while they fix that place up. I was going to stay on my futon, which is just too soft for me, and I couldn't sleep on it. And then began this like play of how to make it comfortable, and oh my gosh. Long story short, I ended up on my, this is a little couch that somebody that rented from me in Long Beach left for me, and it turns into this little bed, this little love seat bed thing. Totally flattens out like a futon, but it was really soft, and George, the maintenance guy that lives / works here, helped me with it, which was awesome. And so now it's nice and firm and comfortable, and I sleep on it, and it's great. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that I originally intended to do a video on the full moon. Then the full moon came. And I don't know if you guys felt it or what, but it was an interesting energy day. And then all of a sudden at like 9 o'clock, I personally just like there was a wave of dense energy that just kind of hit me, and I had planned to do a lot of things. I planned to do a video. I planned to do a like full moon reading thing, tarot card thing. I just really couldn't do it, and my guides told me basically that I just needed to process through and be really still and quiet for this full moon. It's my first full moon here, and that's how it kind of goes sometimes. I'm just really, I can have a plan that I think is what I should do, and it feels kind of right, and then all of a sudden some kind of energy shift happens, and then boom, I'm set in a completely different thing. And if I resist and I go, no, I had a plan, then that's my ego at play. And I just learned a while ago, I just don't even do it. I don't fuck with it. I just don't fuck with it. I just do my thing as I go, and that's why I say I'm divinely guided. When I say I'm divinely guided, that's what I mean. I go with that flow of divine information and knowledge, and my spirit tribe coming to me and saying, yes, this feels good, no, this doesn't feel good, you're this, you're that, and I listen. What can I say? I listen. It was the first time that I realized, which is really interesting, because the full moon, even though there was a lot of fullish type moons leading up to the full moon day of October 5th, where I have this lovely little skylight right here. Check it out. See it? Yeah? What do we see? Can we see? Look at the trees. Look at that pine tree is enormous. Look at that thing. It's got to be at least 100 feet tall. Look at it. I have, if I step, so amazing and awesome. I step out my door and I look up, and I'll show you guys this sometime. Just not right now. I look up, and there's a 360 view of trees around me. Not to mention the little ones that are like around here. There's big, huge trees. Oh. I'm like, it is so beautiful. So beautiful here that I'm just beside myself all the time with happiness and giddiness. And regardless of how challenging it's been, it's been challenging just to get it situated, because in my mind I was going someplace else, and then really quickly after I got here I was like, no, I'm going to be here a while. So the week leading up to coming here, I had the other place in mind. I even packed for 2 places. Hi, baby. Hi, Angel. You never know. Angel might fly over here. He's doing some amazing flying, which scares the shit out of my cat, which is really funny. I don't know if it scares her. She just wants nothing to do with it. She'll take off from me. So yeah, like when I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic and happy on many different levels. It's also a massive adjustment in so many ways. Okay, just making sure my humidifier is on. I couldn't see it. I had to get a humidifier a couple days ago, and let me tell you, if you're a non-mountain person and you're moving to the mountains anytime where it gets cold, and it gets cold, like cold. Now it is October 10th, and once the sun goes down, and about an hour later, and then another hour later, it is cold. I think the coldest that it's gotten since I've been here was maybe like 35 in the night and in the morning time, which is pretty cold. When you're used to like maybe 60, 55, like, yeah, it's a big difference. So the heater is always on, pretty much, even during the day, because when you're in the trailer, you're above ground, and so that cool air, even if it's warm out, we've had some really warm days, and normally the day ends up getting warm pretty much every day. We did have one storm the first week I was here, but it only lasted like a day. There's a climate adjustment. There's an adjustment to the surrounding energies. There's me, as well as 5 other households that have moved here in the last month, which is pretty telling, actually. Pretty telling. And then there's a good amount of people who've been here a long time, and intermittent, kind of maybe in the last 6 months, and then beyond. But there's a good handful of us that just barely got here, and I'm not the newest one. There's somebody who got here, not even, or people that my neighbors that got here the week after me. And everybody has animals, so they've had to go through a lot of changes. And there's also animals here. This is a big time animal community, as one might imagine when you live in the mountains. You get nature people and animal people, and that's what you find, which is exactly what I love, which is pretty awesome. So I guess that's about as much of that as I intended to talk about. I did move. I've been moved. I have just felt settled into a point in the last couple of days, even though I moved here September 18th, I think. Yeah. No. right about that. It was later than it was supposed to be, due to issues that came up. So anyway, I've been here a while, and it's taken a while for me to get settled in just because of things that have happened here. I've had leaks, there's been construction, I had maintenance guys in my house every single day for 2 straight weeks, it seemed like, and intermittently since then. There's constant stuff that's been going on. They're getting ready for winter. Winter is coming, like literally. Just so you know, information that I'm getting is that it is going to be an early winter, early, stronger, more intense. Imagine that. Are you surprised it's going to be a more intense winter, given what's going on with weather everywhere else? No. Okay, so good. Glad that doesn't surprise you, because yes, it's going to be an early winter. It's going to be intense. Yay me, breaking in the winter with a lot of people around here, to the degree of something I'm guessing that hasn't been seen in a while. So, and I don't even have snow boots. I will, though, at some point. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just a little delirious. I'm a little delirious. There's been so much. So much. So much. I mean, the new set of characters at play, or in my universe, like, is a lot. It's just I can't. Oh my god, it's just so much. And just watching and being an observer in it while things are happening and manifesting, is just almost, yeah. It's just, it's just, life is beautiful. What can I say? Life is beautiful. What is happening is amazing. The information that I get is amazing. I feel that I'm kind of like this horse that's getting put into this stall and is just so excited to just run. Finally. That's the kind of like energy that I have, just because of the way things have culminated and manifested and come to fruition. And it hasn't been without, I'm not gonna lie, without some excruciating pain and some, it's been a rebirth in a lot of ways, and birthing is not always comfortable, and it's been that for months now. It's literally been that, and I've been a part of other people's birthing too, to different degrees, and I continue to be, and that's what I'm here to do. So you can't be a facilitator, a messenger, a gatekeeper for other people to step through if you don't go through it yourself. And that's what's been happening with me. That's what is happening with me. That's what continues to happen with me, and that's why I kind of laugh and I'm just giddy, and because it's really cool. What can I say? Everything in my existence and what I know about life and the world and who I am and what I am and what's going on and everything is just so amazing. I'm just really excited at that, and I feel and I know that I'm finally in a place that with some little bit of adjustment on my part, and this is where I'm at right now, is just, did that pick up on camera? What the hell was that? Okay. Wow, it looked really different right here. There is something flying around. So, okay. Sorry, that was weird. So yeah, it's an exciting place to be right here, right now. It feels really quite extraordinary to feel so supported on different levels. That I myself am having to catch up to that. Because I feel it on different levels, and I feel the need also for me being here. I've already met several people that I don't know how else to put it, that I'm meant to help and be a part of their, transition or whatever. To, is that somebody reading a sign that says that I'm busy? So, yeah, that's really cool. And that's happened like really quick, like boom, 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 boom. It's like, oh my gosh, this person, this person, this person, this person. So it's also been me moving in plus getting downloads of who people are, and what and some of them are just, they're really gravitating towards my energy, which is amazing. But it's been an adjustment to get used to, because I haven't dealt with people in close proximity, the type of community that is so tight and close here, and I'm still integrating. Definitely, I've been really focused on getting my space set up so I can do what I need to do, in regards to helping people with divine soul guidance and their next door. My readings and just everything. So this brings me to when I was here the first time, when I came here with my mother to come look up here at properties. I did a reading, as one would imagine. And it was really positive. There's some things in there about, like, changes and stuff like that at the time I'm like, well, things happen, and I thought along the lines of the place that I was going to go move into wouldn't, maybe that had something, at play with it, and it eventually did. But I haven't looked at this because I haven't been able to go, to get there energetically. It's so important. I realized doing what I do, even for myself, and working with my soul tribe, aside from just everything that the daily stuff that comes to me, like on a moment by moment basis, when it's something like this, it's different. like a formal meeting. It's a conference. It's a lot of energy being directed in one way for a specific purpose of them telling me, you, us information. So the last time I did that was when I was here before I moved. So what I've been guided to do is take another look at this and see what may come up. I already have pictures of it, so I'm not going to take pictures of it now. Also can't because my whole phone situation has still been a situation. So hopefully really soon that will change. So what I got the Sun, Father of Wands, the Magician, Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Wands, the Tower, the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Mother of Wands, the Father of Swords, Daughter of Swords, the Fool, the Hierophant, and the Daughter of Pentacles. Like I do with a lot of readings, I use multiple decks. Okay, so to me, these and this deck here is the Wild Unknown deck. Always paints a picture for me. Usually this really helps me see people and get very specific imagery. Okay. Again, what I'm seeing here, like I saw then, is the significance of the eclipse, how that changed timelines, how the relationship between my mother and I is shown really, really strong here. And also the reversal of our roles, I guess you could say, as it has been. That's also there, but it's flip-floppy. Okay, and then I do the Angel Tarot. I actually think I went through this backwards. I'm pretty sure I drew the Angel Tarot first when I did this reading. But it's actually been so long that I don't really remember right now. I did get the Nine of Water. Your wish comes true. Ace of Earth, inflow of abundance. The Sun, happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, have confidence, brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Ace of Air, Eight of Fire, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. That, yeah. The King of Water, open your heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. This speaks to my role here. Five of Air, in reverse. And so what this says is an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation, move on. And what that meant was my past. Like, to not let that type of thinking about past choices get me mixed up at that point, I guess is the best way to put it. And through that, time to rest. And I think that that's been this time now where I've had to make adjustments, and while we're having a lot of really intense energies hitting our planet the way we have been and continue to do or to experience, at the same time on a personal level. So it's like layer upon layer upon layer that's coming into my plane of existence, from the shorter perspective and from the entire universe at the same time. Making time for those around me, too much going on at once, end of a difficult situation, gifts of money, time, and effort, time of positive change with the Wheel, renewal. So the Seven of Water it says a complex decision in reverse. It wasn't a complex decision for me to move here. It really was so just, you can imagine dominoes just falling, or like just the pictures or the pieces of a puzzle just falling into place, just creating a picture, is really what it felt like. And I was kind of along for the ride. Continue to be. So in the major arcana, in these two spreads, just to go over this really quick, we got the Wheel, the Hermit, renewal, the Sun, and then in this other deck, in the major arcana, I'm just talking about the major arcana, I have the Hierophant, the Fool, the Sun, the Magician, the Tower, the Priestess, the High Priestess, the Emperor, speaking to a lot of, look at this, like right next to each other. The past, the future, a lot of psychic energies displayed in both of these. Oh my goodness, Angel. Awakenings being triggered, metamorphoses. This is also butterflies, representative of myself, and Relationship, yeah. Okay, relationship, they're saying. Relationship with the fairy realm. So the butterflies represent that in my environment. And that's why all over my environment are butterflies. Whether they're real and in my outside nature environment, no matter where I'm at, or in my home, I have butterflies everywhere. And they appear and people give them to me. Same thing with angels now. I am given angels and butterflies. Like, I've already been given one angel thing and 2 butterfly things since I've been given so much stuff since I've lived here. It's kind of hard to keep track, to be quite honest with you. And basically all I have to do is write down what I want and it appears. Quite literally. And then I also did Angel Oracle. Hello from Heaven came up. Your loved ones, and that's Azrael, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Basically saying, remember, your tribe is here with you. Angel Therapy with Archangel Raphael. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Victory with Archangel Sandalphon. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. How could you not, being me? Jophiel, outdoors. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Just kind of going, you so need to live in nature, it's not even funny. And that's, I was sitting amongst, like, here in the mountains around the trees when I got that card and all the rest of these. And this last one, overcoming difficulties. Archangel Jeremiel. The worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So So I got that reading and I felt really, I got that reading literally minutes before I was to talk with my mother and meet and talk with the owner here and figure out all the details. Deciding to live here, what was going to happen, when, and all that good stuff. And getting this reading really helped me with that, because it says over and over again, and it shows that it is a good idea and that I am supposed to be here. And, you know, nothing, like I said, nothing is without its challenges or without its obstacles at times, and without its, you know, your resistances and how things are going to come up against that. And it's been a ride. It's been a ride like I can't even begin to imagine explaining. And also what, like, at this point and for a long time now, I really don't project, because I can't. I just go with it. That's all I can do. Okay, so let's see. How long have we been at this? Oh my gosh, almost exactly an hour. The dragons and the fairies really want to talk in picture form, in oracle form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this stream. I am going to set my space up a little bit differently now since it's going to get dark and I can't have lights shining on me. It's really uncomfortable the way it is now. I've got to put some coverings on because it's going to get dark and then everybody will be able to see me on the outside. Like they probably can at this point if they're truly looking, which is fine. I mean, I am on video. I'm streaming, but it's a little different at home. And then I will be back in a little bit, not too long from now. I'm gonna maybe have a little bite and then set my space up like I said, and then we will hear from at least the dragons and the fairies because they really, like I said, they really want to talk. Given that I am truly, not that I wasn't before, because anybody who observed or been to the space that I was living in before would definitely agree that I was in a magical space in nature. And there was a portal there, and I opened up that portal, and I became a gatekeeper in that space, and it was amazing. And like I said, I would never take back my time there. But living in the mountains is a whole different thing because it's so big. Like, it was just right outside my bedroom door, and it was just right there. And it wasn't everything, you know, like it is here. Here it's everything. And it's strong. Okay, so anyway, like again, that's why I have a perpetual smile on my face because it's everything and it's strong. It is also getting cold, so I have to set up that and all the rest of it. Thanks for watching this, and stay tuned shortly for part 2. Okay, bye. Oh my god, 1% battery. Well, it's a good thing I did that.